What if I told you that being late is not just a bad habit, but a psychological trait? We all have that one friend who is always 10 minutes behind. It is easy to get angry and feel like they do not value our time. However, for the chronically late, the struggle is internal and very real. They often live in a state of constant stress and perpetual apology. Scientists have found that lateness is often linked to specific personality types. One of the most common types is the optimistic time estimator. These people genuinely believe they can do more in an hour than is actually possible. They suffer from what is known as the planning fallacy in psychology. This is a cognitive bias where we underestimate the time needed for a task. For them, a 30-minute drive always feels like a 15-minute one. They do not account for traffic or the time it takes to find their keys. Their brain focuses on the best-case scenario every single time. It is not a lie. It is how they truly perceive the flow of time. Then there is the second type, the adrenaline producer. These individuals subconsciously crave the rush of a ticking clock. They find it nearly impossible to start getting ready until it is almost too late. The sudden surge of urgency helps them focus their energy. Without that pressure, they feel bored and easily distracted. They are essentially using stress as a tool to get things done. This results in a lifestyle of racing through traffic and running to doors. While they feel productive in that high-speed state, others feel neglected. For them, arriving early feels like a waste of potential productivity. The third type is the avoidant perfectionist who fears being ready. This might sound strange, but for some, being on time causes anxiety. They worry about the awkwardness of being the first one to arrive. They might also feel a need to make sure every detail of their appearance is perfect. This perfectionism leads to one more thing syndrome, where they add tasks. They think they can squeeze in one more email before they leave. This is a way of dealing with the transition from one place to another. They are protecting themselves from the vulnerability of waiting. Many chronically late people also have issues with executive function. This means their brain has trouble organizing tasks and managing time. They get lost in the details and lose sight of the big picture. It is not that they do not care about your feelings. It is that their brain is simply wired differently when it comes to time. Research shows that people who are late tend to be more creative. They are often multitaskers who try to balance too many things at once. They lose track of time because they are deeply immersed in their work. This state of flow is wonderful for creativity, but terrible for punctuality. Chronic lateness can also be a sign of deeper emotional issues. It might be a subconscious way to test the boundaries of a relationship. Or it could be a way to feel in control when everything else feels chaotic. For many, the shame of being late is a heavy burden to carry. They promise themselves every night that tomorrow will be different. Yet, the same patterns repeat as soon as the sun comes up. Understanding these psychological roots can help bridge the gap. If you are the one waiting, try not to take it as a personal insult. Realize that your friend is likely fighting a battle with their own mind. They might be struggling with a distorted sense of time and space. If you are the late one, awareness is your first step toward change. Start by tracking how long your daily tasks actually take. You might be surprised to find that your 5-minute shower is 20 minutes. Try to build in a buffer of at least 15 minutes for every appointment. Learn to say no to that one more thing that pops into your head. Understand that punctuality is a form of social currency. It builds trust and shows that you value the shared experience. However, remember that being late does not make you a bad person. It is a behavioral challenge that can be managed with effort and patience. Some people suggest setting all your clocks 10 minutes ahead. But for the chronically late, their brain usually accounts for the difference. The key is to change the way you value the act of waiting. C. Waiting as a chance to relax rather than a waste of time. This can lower the anxiety that leads to avoidant lateness. The way we view time is often learned in childhood. Some grew up in households where time was fluid and relaxed. Others grew up with strict schedules that they now rebel against. Our relationship with the clock is deeply personal and historical. When we look at lateness through a psychological lens, the anger fades. We begin to see the human complexity behind the delay. It is about a clash between internal rhythms and external demands. Society demands a level of precision that not everyone can meet easily. This does not mean we should stop trying to be on time. It means we should approach the problem with more compassion. Conversations about lateness should be about solutions, not blame. Ask your friend how you can help them be on time. Or explain how their lateness makes you feel without judging them. By working together, we can find a middle ground that works for everyone. Ultimately, time is a shared resource that we must navigate carefully. Recognizing the mind's tricks is the best way to finally arrive on time.